Sorcerer's Overview. All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because we're about to dive into the world of folding phones with the Motorola Razr 50 Ultra. This isn't just any phone, it's a technological marvel that'll make your head spin faster than a Formula One car on the Monaco circuit. Picture this. You're at a fancy cocktail party surrounded by the elite of the tech world. Suddenly you whip out the Razr 50 Ultra and all eyes are on you. Why? Because this isn't just a phone, it's a statement. A statement that says, I'm living in 2030 and you're all still stuck in 2024. The Razr 50 Ultra is Motorola's latest attempt to make flip phones cool again. And by Jove, they might have just pulled it off. It's like they've taken the nostalgia of the original Razr, injected it with steroids, and then sent it to finishing school to learn some manners. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about looks. Oh no, Motorola has packed this little beauty with more tech than you'd find in a NASA control room. It's got a screen that folds, a hinge that could probably survive a nuclear blast, and more processing power than the computer that sent man to the moon. Sourcey riding specs. Now let's talk numbers, shall we? The Razr 50 Ultra is powered by the Snapdragon 8's Gen 3 chip. That's like having a V12 engine in a compact car. It's overkill, it's ridiculous, and it's absolutely brilliant. Memory? You've got 12 GB of RAM. That's more memory than my first 3 computers combined. And storage? 512 GB. You could store the entire works of Shakespeare, the complete discography of the Beatles, and still have room for your embarrassing selfies. But the real party piece is the camera setup. We're talking a 50 megapixel main shooter with OIS, paired with a 50 megapixel telephoto lens. It's like having a professional photography studio in your pocket. And for the narcissists among us, there's a 32 megapixel selfie camera that'll capture every pore, wrinkle, and bad decision you've ever made. Performance? When it comes to performance, the Razr 50 Ultra is like a cheetah on a rocket-powered skateboard. It's fast, it's smooth, and it'll leave you wondering how you ever lived with a normal phone. Multitasking on this thing is a breeze. You can have more apps open than a teenager has browser tabs, and it won't even break a sweat. It's like having a personal assistant that never sleeps, never complains, and fits in your pocket. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Razr 50 Ultra scored over 1.6 million on Antutu. To put that in perspective, that's higher than 98% of other smartphones. It's not just fast, it's, I can't believe it's not butter smooth. Sorcerer's Gaming. Now let's talk about the real reason we all buy powerful phones. Gaming. The Razr 50 Ultra handles games like a pro gamer handles energy drinks. It just can't get enough. Graphically intensive games? No problem. This phone will run them smoother than a freshly waxed bobsleigh track. You'll be fragging noobs and building empires with nary a stutter or lag spike in sight. But here's the clever bit, the external display. You can actually play games on the 4-inch outer screen. It's like having a mini Game Boy that's actually powerful. Waiting for the bus has never been so entertaining. Sorcerer Display. Speaking of displays, the Razr 50 Ultra has 2 of them. Because why have one screen when you can have 2? The main display is a 6.9-inch poled panel with a 165 Hz refresh rate. It's smoother than a con artist and more colorful than a peacock on LSD. But the real star of the show is the external display. At 4 inches, it's larger than the entire phone of yesteryear. It's not just a gimmick either, it's fully functional. You can reply to messages, check your notifications, and even use full apps without ever opening the phone. And let's not forget about the quality. Both screens support HDR10+ and Dolby Vision. Watching videos on this thing is like having a cinema in your pocket. A cinema that you can fold in half and slip into your skinny jeans. So a camera. Now let's talk about the cameras on this folding wonder. Motorola has decided to ditch the ultra-wide lens and go for a telephoto instead. It's like they've traded in their shotgun for a sniper rifle. The main shooter is a 50 megapixel beast with an aperture so wide, you could drive a bus through it, f1.7 people, that's not a typo. But wait, there's more. The telephoto camera is also a 50 megapixel monster with 2x optical zoom. It's like having a pair of binoculars strapped to your phone, and let me tell you, the results are sharper than a hedgehog's backside. In daylight, this thing captures more detail than a gossip columnist at a celebrity wedding. Low light performance? Well, it's not going to make night look like day, but it's certainly not going to leave you fumbling in the dark either. It's like having a pair of night vision goggles, if those goggles were made by a company that also makes flip phones. Source battery. Now onto the juice that keeps this technological marvel running. The Razr 50 Ultra comes with a 4,000 mAh battery. That's 200 mAh more than its predecessor. It's like Motorola has gone from a pint glass to a pint glass with a shot of espresso in it. In real-world use, this translates to about 12 hours of active use. That's enough to get you through a full day of Instagram scrolling, TikTok dancing, and pretending to work. It's like having a camel in your pocket, if that camel was powered by lithium-ion and could fold in half. But here's the kicker. Despite having a bigger battery and brighter screens, this phone doesn't turn into a hand warmer when you're using it. It's like Motorola has discovered some sort of magical heat-dissipating technology, or maybe they've just stuffed it full of tiny ice cubes. Who knows? Source.C charging. When it comes to charging, the Razr 50 Ultra is faster than a cheetah on a rocket-powered skateboard. It supports 45W wired charging, which is a significant upgrade from its predecessor's 30W. It's like they've gone from a garden hose to a fire hose. In real terms, this means you can go from 0 to 78% in just 30 minutes. That's faster than you can say, "Where's my charger?" 47 times. And if you're patient enough to wait for a full charge, it'll take you just 47 minutes. That's less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show. But wait, there's more! This phone also supports 15W wireless charging. It's not as fast as the wired option, but it's perfect for those times when you can't be bothered to plug in a cable. It's like having a magical charging pad that works through the power of laziness. A sound. Now, let's talk about the sound. The Razr 50 Ultra comes with a stereo speaker setup that's louder than a rock concert in a library. It's got one speaker at the bottom and another at the top, creating a soundstage wider than the Grand Canyon. The audio quality is clearer than a politician's conscience, which is to say, very clear indeed. Whether you're listening to music, watching videos, or just annoying people on public transport, these speakers deliver. They've even thrown in Dolby Atmos support because apparently regular stereo just wasn't good enough. But here's the real kicker. Even at maximum volume, the sound doesn't distort. It's like they've found a way to break the laws of physics, or maybe they've just employed a team of tiny sound engineers to live inside your phone. Either way, it's impressive. Source price. Now brace yourselves because the price of this technological marvel might make your wallet weep. The Razr 50 Ultra starts at a cool $999.99. That's right, folks. For the price of a decent used car, you can own a phone that folds in half. But before you start selling your organs, consider this. You're not just buying a phone. You're buying a conversation starter, a fashion accessory, and a piece of the future. It's like owning a little piece of Star Trek if Star Trek was designed by fashion-conscious engineers with a penchant for nostalgia. And let's be honest, if you're considering this phone, you're probably not the type to balk at a four-figure price tag. You're the type who sees a folding phone and thinks, yes, that's exactly what my life has been missing. So it's a conclusion. So there you have it, folks, the Motorola Razr 50 Ultra. It's a phone that's more flexible than a yoga instructor, more powerful than a small nuclear reactor, and more expensive than a month's rent in London. Is it perfect? No. The camera bump sticks out more than a sore thumb, and the case it comes with is about as useful as a chocolate teapot, but it's a bold step into the future of mobile technology, wrapped in a package that screams, "Look at me, I'm from the future." In the end, whether this phone is worth it depends on what you're looking for. If you want a practical, no-nonsense device, this probably isn't for you. But if you want a phone that turns heads, starts conversations, and makes you feel like you're living in 2050, well, the Razr 50 Ultra might just be your ticket to the future. Just don't blame me when you can't afford dinner because you spent all your money on a folding phone.